everyone, and welcome back to the United Star. We've got another special preview for you all. This time it's a midweek Premier League game, and we're playing Sheffield. The fixtures are coming thick and fast, but we're here. We've got you covered for what to expect from this game. We've got Mananveer Singh, also known as that singer Singh, and we've got Priyan Gupta with us as well. Guys, do check out Mananveer's music. He's released a few songs with Z Music Company and all of these things. The links are in the description. Support a fellow United fan, and he's doing some great work, so do check it out. But Manan, now let's get into the Sheffield game. Sheffield United have not won a single game in 12 games. We are playing away from home. Do you think this will be an absolute walkover, or do you think it'll be a challenge?
I think it's supposed to be a walkover, but given Sheffield's circumstances, they'll come at us, with everything they have. I mean, it's every game is a do or die for them. If they don't win, they are going to be, relegated as soon as mid-season. So I think every game from now on for them is a do or die game. So it should be a walkover given the quality we have, and given the fact that our defensive mistakes have been rectified in the last few games. I think it shouldn't be that easy for them, but it should be a comfortable win for us.
Right. Priyan, you know what's interesting I find is that Sheffield have lost obviously a lot of games, but apart from a 3-0 loss to Southampton last week and a couple of another 1 2-0 or something like that, they've lost a lot of games by a margin of 1 goal. So 2-1 or 1-0, so something like that. So that means that they aren't particularly easy to break down. So do you think that could be a potential problem for us? Because at Manchester United, we know that low block is a problem, and we know Sheffield will play 5-man defense and then 3-man CDMs.
Exactly. You said walkover, but there's always a game where, I mean, Sheffield are very unlikely to go the entire season without winning a game, and it could very well be against us because uh, it's away for us. So I think that's what gives me a little confidence. Because if it was at home, I would have been a little underconfident. But if it was 1 or 2 games which they had lost by a very small margin, I would have given it. But I think this time Chris Wilder is really he's lost his. I mean, I don't know what's happened. They were pretty good last season, and there's something that's happened. They've been horrible this season, uh, and we should get the win. We should get the win very comfortably.
Right. Priyan, so in one of our podcasts, Sad actually called it before the season that they're going to get relegated because it's the second season syndrome. They didn't sign anybody new in that midfield and defense. They lack creativity, and people have seen how Sheffield are going to play, and then they just wait to break them down. But Manan, that is United's problem, isn't it? If you think about it, leave the City game aside. That's a derby. That's against a big team. But apart from that, I think we have improved in the West Ham and Southampton game, especially in the second half. But do you think
Yeah,
we need to? Do you expect we'll start well, or do you expect to see a similar pattern from a tactical standpoint?
I think we need to start well. See, the kind of game Sheffield has played so far, they have scored a lot of goals from crosses and headers. McBurney and all those tall players they have, they're very good in the air. So they have done a good job on the crosses and the set pieces. I think if we take the game too deep and per se if it's 0-0 until 70 minutes, and it'll be very difficult for us because after that they just need one set piece or one cross to put in one goal, and then they'll be like all parking the bus. So I think we need to kill this game before halftime, because if it goes till 60th minute or 70th minute 0-0, then it's going to be a very big problem for us to score against them. Given the fact that they have all the tall players and they have been defensively good, as you said that they haven't lost by a huge margin all season.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I feel we need to kill this game off in the first half itself.
Hmm. But Manan, kill the game off in the first half. Before that, 1 hour before that, as United fans, we all wait anxiously as to who our 11 is going to be. So let me give you the manager's hat, sort of. And who would you pick as an 11 and what system? Will you play a diamond? Will you play a 4-2-3-1? What system do you go in with for this game?
I think I should be going in this game with either 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, because I felt against City if we had our wingers, if we were good in the wings, we would have created more chances, because Diamond did well for us in the midfield, but those two defensive midfielders. So I have had this analogy about our team is that we cannot rely too much on our defense. That's the reason we played two defensive midfielders, which I don't think is a good thing to do. I mean, if you cannot rely on your defense, how else are you supposed to bring the transition from defense to attack? I mean, if we can rely on our defenders, we can just use one holding midfielder in Fred or McTominay or Matic, go two attacking midfielders in Bruno and Pogba, and then play three up front. I think that would have been the perfect, lineup for City. But we went too defensive, and I don't think we should do that in Sheffield. I think we should stick to one defensive midfielder, and then we should go with two attacking midfielder. I think a 4-3-3 would be a very preferable lineup to kill them off, because
Right.
in that game we were too narrow. I mean, at times Rashford and Greenwood were not even in the places. The 4-4-2, those two in front, sometimes Rashford were extreme right, Greenwood was extreme left. Pogba and Fernandes, there were a lot of times they wanted to put in crosses, but there was no one in the box. So I think we should not go for 4-2-4-4-2. I think we should go for 4-2-3-1, or we should go for 4-3-3.
Right. Priyan, do you agree to that? And what personnel would you play? There are two questions I want to ask you. I mean, three maybe. First of all, Manan said that crosses are a big problem. Would you start David De Gea given his sort of lack of confidence in going out and collected crosses? Second, Paul Pogba or Donny van de Beek. I feel one of them will start. Who do you think should start? And third, do you give Martial another run out?
Yeah, so firstly, I think, I would start De Gea. I wouldn't bench him. He has his problems, but I do trust him to pull off a good game. Coming to the midfield, I just want to elaborate on the Manan point. I agree that, defensively, when we set up a diamond, it works very well. But when we have two up front, we really we're not good in front of the goal. Our attackers are left isolated completely. It's either only one of them or there's nobody in the box, and it's not a good system for me, at least. Definitely not to be used against Sheffield. I would like to go back to a 4-2-3-1. And I think before the season started, when we had got Van de Beek, we were discussing the sort of games where we could see Pogba, Van de Beek, and Bruno start. I feel this would be. I mean, I don't think there would be a better game to try out the three of them in one game together. I want to see the three of them start, all three of them, because uh, we should take the game to Sheffield, and we should, and like Manan said, we should finish it off in the first half, and then maybe look to rest our players. Personnel wise, De Gea and goal. I would like to see Telles start instead of Luke Shaw, because I don't know how fit he is, and if he needs the rest, he should be given the rest. Telles, Maguire, Lindelof, and Van Bissaka. Like I said, my midfield would be Bruno, Van de Beek, and Pogba. And obviously, Martial has been atrocious this season. Something's happened, he's not been right. He was one of our best finishers till last season, but he's lost that knack. But I think we need to persist with him. He's a phenomenal footballer, and he will get back to his rhythm. So Martial up front with Rashford and Greenwood on the sides.
Right, right. So Cavani, maybe we're not yet sure whether he is going to be able to play the full 90. I don't expect him to start. I think he's probably going to come on from the bench. Telles and Shaw, you make a valid point that he may not be fit. Manan, do you agree? Do you think we should go with the midfield three of Van de Beek, Bruno Fernandes, and Paul Pogba? Do you think that is the way forward, or do you think a Fred will play invariably because Ole will want that protection?
I don't see why not. I think playing Pogba. I mean, look, if those three are going to play, we are playing a 4-4-2, because there's no way Ole is leaving the midfield without one defensive midfielder. As I told you, we cannot rely too much on our defense. So, and even so, not look. Pogba's game is not the holding midfield. Sorry, the defensive midfield. I mean, in these two games, we have seen him taking the ball from defense to attack. That's his game. Box to box player, that's his game. So I think now that we are playing him in his position, we have seen in the last 3 or 4 games how well he has played. So I
So
think
who would you
Pogba
start,
will
Manan?
start because of his form. Huh?
Right. So you'd start Pogba. Sorry, go on.
I'll start Pogba. I mean, I would want to start Van de Beek, but there are two factors involved with Pogba. I think first, I think Manchester United will look to offload him. And if you keep him on the bench for every game, I don't think you're going to get good value for him. Only by playing him, getting good performances out of him, you can get good money out of him. If you were to to sell him. So I think they'll play Pogba. I think he can play Van de Beek because Pogba has played last 4 games. So there is a chance that he might rest Pogba and wait for the more difficult game. And I think Leicester. Are we playing Leicester after this?
Yes. No, we're playing Leeds.
We are playing Leeds, okay, which is another very attacking team. So I think he might want to give Pogba a rest because we are playing 2 games very soon without any break. So I think he might play Van de Beek in this. I think he's going to go with Fred, Van de Beek, and Bruno De Gea, Wan-Bissaka. Or I wouldn't be surprised if he's resting Wan-Bissaka because even he has played a lot of games. I wouldn't be surprised if he's playing Brandon Williams instead of him. Lindelof and Maguire. I think he can make a few changes. Might take off Lindelof, play Tuanzebe because he's fit again. I would also want Telles to start on the left. I think either Matic, McTominay, or Fred, either of these has to start in the defensive midfield role. And in the front, I think Fernandes or Van de Beek. Fernandes and Van de Beek. And front three, I think you're correct. Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood.
Right. Priyan, so Manan has already said that, the threat is going to be from those crosses. So do you think that will be that much of a threat? And what are your predictions for the game? Do you see any other sort of threat? I think the main threat comes from Baldock and Basham and Ollie McBurney, as Manan said.
Yeah, I think they're very good in the air, and we've been good in the air. Lindelof has been clearing, getting those headers in the box. The last 2 games we've been seeing that. So I don't see it to be that much of a problem, given that the confidence is also running very low in the Sheffield United players. They've not been playing well all season. I think I expect our defense to handle the pressure that Sheffield comes up with, and. I see the game being really one-sided. I hope and I wish that United dominate the game. Maybe a 3-0, 4-0 scoreline with a clean sheet would be fabulous.
Right. And Manan, do you think so as well?
Sorry.
Right. So Priyan 3-0 or 4-0 with Martial, the key player. Manan, do you think as well there's the clean sheet is coming, and who's your key player? What is your prediction?
I think if we deal with their crosses very well, I think a clean sheet is coming because I don't see there too much of a threat from their open play. I don't see too much of threat. And I think even the last time out, Martial scored a hat-trick against Sheffield. I think Martial should be a key player. I think a 3-0 or a 4-0 score is well said by Priyan.
Right. So I do think that Man United will dominate the game just like y'all. I think we'll keep a clean sheet, but I think it'll be 2-0. I don't see Sheffield shipping so many goals, but I hope that y'all are right and I'm wrong. And I again hope Martial gets a goal because I think he's a confidence player, and with the number of fixtures we have lined up, I think if he gets a goal now, it will bode well for us. So that's that, guys. Sheffield United should be an easy fixture considering we've had some tricky and difficult fixtures, and we have Leeds and Leicester and the likes of those coming in as well. So let's hope for a win. Thanks, Manan, for joining us. Once again, guys, do check out Manan Veer Singh's music, also known as That Singer Singh. The links are in the description. We'll catch you all next time. Subscribe to the channel then, and see you all soon.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our video. If you do like it, please click on the thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel. Click on the bell icon to get daily notifications from the United Star. Follow us on Instagram at the.UnitedStar, and we will see you soon.